Fortnite. Is it time to say goodbye? As the biggest Fortnite creators in the world are making videos, putting out tweets saying that maybe Fortnite is dying, as it's reached its lowest player count in years. With Fortnite creators moving to other games, what's really going on, and is Fortnite actually dying? Having played the game myself since day one, I'm going to be talking about multiple different topics within the world of Fortnite, things that are actually going really well, and things that aren't, and whether or not I am actually saying goodbye to Fortnite. Now, the biggest thing that's actually dying within Fortnite is the original Battle Royale mode. Battle Royale isn't quite as popular as it used to be, with loads of bots thrown into lobbies now. Winning just isn't quite as exciting. The players that are really good and the players that are jumping in and playing Fortnite for the first time have an absolutely massive skill gap. But it's not all doom and gloom, as Fortnite have built out their own modes that we know and love. Reload, Blitz, fast-paced, quicker games that keep your attention span and keep you playing over and over. These modes are thriving, and actually the player counts are only going upwards. But for most of us, Battle Royale, the core mode, is the reason we started playing this game. And if that isn't strong, a lot of players aren't interested in the other modes. One of the big things that got me the most excited, and a lot of you guys excited, are all the updates happening nearly every week. For the 8 years that Fortnite Battle Royale has been available, these seem to be getting smaller and less significant and less exciting with every update that passes. Something that's happening not only with updates and almost all parts of Fortnite is the fact that something that would have been big and cool years ago just isn't as exciting anymore. People's standards are so high for Fortnite that even something crazy like adding in Megazord isn't getting people that excited, because we've seen things in the past like Godzilla, and each time they do something which is similar, it just can't quite keep up with what happened before. They've added so many different guns, so many unique items, it's almost as if they've run out of new things to add. And hey, being able to add so many things like they have done for 8 years is seriously impressive. And one part of updates that people always look forward to are the new skins that are coming to the item shop. And a big part of that are collaborations. Fortnite was one of the first games to hit collaborations hard. With the introduction of Thanos' Gauntlet arriving into Fortnite as its own mode, Fortnite were groundbreaking, and it got everyone talking about the game. If you didn't even know or care much about Fortnite, you definitely knew about Marvel, and people that had heard of Marvel would then maybe go and play Fortnite, and these collaborations just kept on getting bigger and bigger and bigger over the years. If you look at some of the collaborations that are in the game now, from Marvel to animes to musicians to even very lucky creators like myself, there's so much in the game that no matter what they add next, it won't really get people that excited. People are almost numb to the fact that so many big things come to the world of Fortnite that we've seen it all before. When it comes to creators, it feels like some of the biggest people have had their icon skins, and for those that haven't, I really hope they do. And instead, Fortnite are focusing on bigger names within the media world, Speed, Kai, who don't even have direct association with Fortnite, to try and bring new players into the game. But I don't think that will really help. But as I said, it's not all doom and gloom, because if we look specifically into the world of competitive Fortnite, which after my crash out, you can see that I don't play much of, it's actually doing really strong. But to get to that level, you've got to put so much time, so much effort in, and it makes up a very small portion of Fortnite's overall player base. And if we think about live events, which draws in anyone and everyone that plays Fortnite, they have gone downhill massively. In Chapter 1, these were the biggest things in the world. No other game were doing live events at the same time in every game you could jump in and experience. I streamed the Black Hole event to like 250,000 people. If you combine the live viewership and all the players that are in game, it was millions, sometimes over 10 million live players within Fortnite. But again, that effect of having done something so cool in the past, it was almost impossible to keep on making live events better and better and better. Fortnite pulled their focus away from live events, and you can tell that they just got less and less cool, less and less players tuned in, and they don't even happen very often. And the live viewership and the player counts for these events are nowhere near what they used to be. One of the issues I think for that is that the storyline unfortunately just fell apart. One of the reasons I loved playing Fortnite for so long was just trying to understand what the world of Fortnite was all about and the story that was being unraveled. This all came down to the legend Donald Mustard, the creative lead behind the storyline, the one that created the Seven, the Imagined Order, this incredible story that was going on with the 0 point. But unfortunately, Donald Mustard left Epic, having not been involved in the Fortnite for years now. The story just fell apart, the live event stopped making as much sense, and I think Epic thought that the storyline was a very small reason anyone cared about Fortnite, but I think it was more important than they realized, and as that fell apart, so did people's connection with the game and wanting to stick around. Epic's vision for Fortnite has changed over the years, going from pumping everything into Battle Royale, adding collaborations in to trying to make it a platform for as many modes as possible, and this came with the launch of UEFN, where creators could build their own maps and earn really good money if they had good players on there, but it also encouraged Epic to make their own modes as well. Battle Royale is now split between builds mode, zero build, ranked, reload, Blitz, Lego mode, Festival mode, and of course the failed rocket racing as well. As players started to get into different modes, it fragments where the players are, and if there aren't as many updates happening to those individual modes, then the interest in those modes falls apart. Some updates has some really cool stuff for Blitz, some updates has some really cool stuff for Reload, but then Battle Royale is nothing at all. But it's not all bad news. So we take a look at UEFN maps and compare it to Roblox. Fortnite want to basically be a Roblox. Now, whether or not you like or hate or haven't really even seen much of Roblox, it is a platform. Roblox is not its own game. Roblox has games within it. So you can jump in and play Steal a Brain Rock, Grow a Garden. You can race cars. You can go to school. You can do whatever you want within those games built in Roblox. And Fortnite wanted to do the same thing. The only thing is, Fortnite in people's heads will almost always be a shooting game. And people want to play the shooting game that Epic are putting out. They don't necessarily want to play a shooting game that someone else has built. Some of the most popular shooting UEFN games are just 1v1 maps with all the guns or competitive training maps. And the individual maps within Fortnite, I don't think have taken off quite as well as Epic may have wanted. The best maps that we've seen have literally been carbon copies of the most popular Roblox maps taken over to Fortnite with a fraction of the players. The most recent success is Steal the Brain Rot, a direct copy of Steal a Brain Rot in Roblox. Where Roblox is hitting concurrence on the weekend of 20 million players when they do updates, Steal the Brain Rot on Fortnite is hitting 400,000. Comparatively, very, very small, making Roblox seem so much bigger and a lot more impressive than Fortnite, the game that used to be the biggest thing in the world. Despite a lot of these maps being copied, it's actually really incredible to see a map that's made by someone at home reach that kind of player base, as they've started to take a lot of things that have worked for Battle Royale and bring it into their own experiences. Maps are now having live events every single week, way more than Fortnite Battle Royale could ever do. They're adding in new content every week, and they're taking a lot of the formula factors that have helped Battle Royale grow and applying it to their own map in a really strategic way, which I hope to see even more creative maps come up and grow within the Fortnite universe. I do think that the Battle Royale genre is on the decline, but there's still things that can make Fortnite feel special. If they can somehow build a story back into the game to make it feel incredible again, which ties into bigger and better and more exciting live events, and work with creators like Typical Gamer who deserve an icon skin and will reflect so well on the community and the people that have built up this game, the Battle Royale mode is definitely not dead. It's slowing down, but I do see it picking up again. Without the other modes like Reload, Blitz, Zero Build, players may have left Fortnite forever, and the player counts could be even lower than they are now. These modes need to be there to keep people's interest in the overall Fortnite experience. And for maps that are being made in UEFN, I think we're only seeing the beginning, the potential of players that can be playing a game within Fortnite, so that you no longer think of Fortnite as just a shooting game, but as Fortnite a platform to play any game in the world that you want. So the numbers don't look great, but I do see them picking up. And am I quitting Fortnite? No, of course not. I've got my own skin. However, I have launched a Roblox channel. If you're interested in Roblox, you can head on over there to take a look. But don't worry, I'm sticking with Fortnite, and I'm excited to see what's coming to the game next. Let me know what you think. You can click on screen here to see me unboxing and opening up all of the best Fortnite toys I found on the internet. Don't forget to support me. Pop code ALIE in the item shop, and I'll see you on another video.